Praise of God, I am only beginning to realize how very much you've done for me.
Mm.
It must now generalize the understanding that everything that happens to me, everything is just coming back, everything appeared different to me. The world seemed entirely new. Praise of God, I am only beginning to realize how very much you've done for me. It must now generalize the understanding that everything that happens to me, everything is just coming back, everything appeared different to me. The world seemed entirely new. Praise of God, I am only beginning to realize how very much you've done for me. It must now generalize the understanding that everything that happens to me, everything is just coming back, everything appeared different to me. The world seemed entirely new. Praise of God, I am only beginning to realize how very much you've done for me. It must now generalize the understanding that everything that
Okay. So we go. This is the last part. Here's the last part. Here we go. When your mind doesn't stir inside, the world doesn't arise outside. When the world and the mind are both transparent, this is true vision, and such understanding is. The choiceless truth of who you are is revealed to be permanently here, permeating everything, not a thing and not separate from anything. For every individual is a unique manifestation of the whole, as every branch is a particular outreaching of a tree. To manifest individuality, every branch must have a sensitive connection with the tree, just as our interdependently moving, indifferentiated fingers must have a sensitive connection with the whole body. The point which can hardly be repeated too often is that differentiation is not separation. I went looking for him and lost him and lost myself. The drop merged with the sea. Who can find it now? In the stillness of the night, the goddess whispers. In the bright of the day, dear God roars. Life pulses, mind imagines, emotions wave, thoughts wander. What are these but the endless movements of one taste, forever at play with its own gestures, whispering quietly to all who will listen, is this not yourself? When the thunder roars, do you not hear yourself? When the lightning cracks, do you not see yourself? When the clouds float quietly across the sky, is this not your very own limitless being waving back at you? Looking at the sunset, just for a second you forget your separateness. You are the sunset. That is the moment when you feel the beauty of it. But the moment you say that it is a beautiful sunset, you are no longer feeling it. You have come back to your separate, enclosed entity of the ego. Now the mind is speaking, and this is one of the mysteries that The mind can speak and knows nothing, and the heart knows everything and cannot speak. Perhaps to know too much makes it difficult to speak. The mind knows so little, it is possible for it to speak. Oh, sure. We live in succession and division in parts and particles. Meantime, within man is the soul of the whole, the wise silence, the universal beauty to which every part and particle is equally related, the eternal. When your mind doesn't stir inside, the world doesn't arise outside. When the world and the mind, this is true vision. Assume, as a matter of common sense, that space is nothing, that it's not important and has no energy. But as a matter of fact, space is the basis of existence. How could you have stars without space? Stars shine out of space, and something comes out of nothing, just in the same way as when you listen, in an unprejudiced way. You hear all sounds coming out of silence. It is amazing. Silence is the origin of sound, just as space is the origin of stars, and woman is the origin of man. If you listen and pay close attention to what is, you will discover that there is no past, no future, and no one listening. You cannot hear yourself listening. You live in the eternal now, and you are that. It is really extremely simple, and that is the way it is. Ellen Watts. Why does the mind habitually deny or resist the now? Because it cannot function and remain in control without time, which is past and future. So it perceives the timeless now as threatening. Time and mind are in fact inseparable. Eckhart Tolle. If you want to know what it means to be happy, look at a flower, bird, a child. They are perfect images of the kingdom, for they live from moment to moment in the eternal now, with no past and no future. Anthony de Mello. Realization is uncovering that you are already free. It is always here and only relieves you of bondage. It is throwing the bucket of your individuality into the well of being, without the ropes of desire, intention, thought, or attachment. JR is here. Welcome, JR, a celestial being of great light, a giggler, a jiggler. Oh, he left us. JR left us. Assume is a... Everybody left the room.
minute, you cut me off. I mean, I'm not saying you. I'm not specifically saying you. I'm specifically saying a lot of the trainees that are like getting their butt pumped and they're getting BBLs and titties and all that. They do disrespect women who are full blown women. Don't think you're gonna stand next to me with a BBL and think you're better than me. You're not. Because you're not gonna think you're better than me because you're not. All you have is a butthole. And I'm sure you need to get a colonoscopy after you get your fucking butt fucked. You're sick, so you wanna stand next to me and think you're better than me. You're not. But what you can do is stand next to me and respect me. And if you don't wanna respect me, then I'm not gonna respect your sexuality as well. Like I said, I don't have a problem with gay people. It's only the trainees I have an issue with because why do you wanna look like a woman? Be a man. If you are a man that like a man, look like a man. Why do you want to?
This is a missile
have this percent? Why do you want to trick men into like I'm a woman? Why are you tricking men? Why are you tricking people into thinking? Because when a man like a Mexican or a black man, like if they see a trans, they're confused. They don't know what it is until they find out what it is. And then half the time when they find out what it is, they don't want the trans. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the point of doing this identity change over if you want a man. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Once a trainee can help me figure that out, maybe I'll be more susceptible to their asses and their titties and what they're trying to do out here. But a lot of them are trying to, just basically like act like they're men. They're trying to act like it, look like they want to, look like women. They want to, I don't know. I just don't get that part. And my thing about it is, it makes me sad because I know quite a few people who said I set on fire for this. They done got thrown in trunks. Like, don't y'all understand what y'all doing to y'allself out here? Y'all getting yourself killed out here because y'all want to fucking trick men into thinking that y'all women. Identity crisis and all that goes out the door. It's more to that. They want to look like women. Period. They want the attention women get. And I say in my brain, be careful. If you on here and you're training and you dress like women and you got fat ass and titties and all that, be safe. That's all I'm saying. Furthermore, y'all need to stop tricking people. Be you. Dress like a man. Put on a suit. Put on a suit.
Why am I
I woke that motherfucking shit up. I'm gonna go on.
I just want to say one thing. Tranny is a derogatory term, so we cannot use that. If the trans, then say trans. But tranny is a derogatory term.
Come on. They trans, man. They trans.
Hold on, let me say something. The proper term is trans. T-R-A-N-S.
Hold on.
I'm gonna say train, baby, because that's what it is.
I'm telling you that's not the derogatory term, ma'am. The proper term is trans.
Let me say something real quick. Shout out to Sister Leah, Sister Carmi, Sister Horrible, Sister Trail. Kalima, my bad, Sister. Brother Philly, Sister
I'm gonna do it.
Sister K. And Nadia on the phone. When she come on, she probably
What are we doing? Everyone's crying.
Make it an equal battlefield, I don't want to make it an echo chamber, but Sister Brittany gave some good points, and I feel like what can I say? Sister called me from that community, so I want to hear her respond. Kalima, I want to hear her respond to anything that Sister Brittany say or towards the title. So Sister Nadia come off.
Yeah, I disagree with some of the things she said and agree with some of the things she said. I think everybody should be who they are. Shouldn't be tricking anybody into thinking that there's something they're not. So I agree with that. And people definitely, some of the trans community like to move what they call still. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that within reason, you should tell people who you are and your background and whatnot. I don't think anybody should be out here tricking somebody. Like, to me, that's definitely wrong. I don't agree with that at all.
Like, they're dreamers too.
But also, I'm going to say that
I get you, but a lot of people just don't see the road in front of them.
Yeah, but how do we relate? I don't have the answer.
You can't relate, man. It's just the differences of people.
It's gonna be things like Bitcoin. It's gonna be Bitcoin treasure quest, guys. We don't know that the white paper was released on Halloween night. What if we said, hey, Gary's gonna host 24 days of legend and lore. We you reach out to 24 small businesses across America, right? Donut shop in Salem, a pizza shop in Austin, 24 businesses that are pro Bitcoin. And what do we tell them? We say we're going to release on social media.
Well, wait a minute. Why do we have to be the missionaries? Why do we have to be the ones that bonk the people on the heads? That's their problem. They don't get it.
We create auspices for celebration and excitement and education. Who doesn't want to go to
No,
Measure Quest to get a one Bitcoin? Maybe you don't, but me and my
No.
friends.
Do you know how hard it is
Tell me, I can get a donut shop in Salem,
Oh my God.
and then I
Okay.
find out the next.
That's it. Animesh, what do you have to say? Come up here. What's your hand? What's up?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just want to say that can we do like online oriented business, like on a website that the people will come and write?
What? This is a crypto chat. What are you talking about? We're talking about Bitcoin. Okay.
Okay.
Electron.
So I'm in Doge.
What do you have to say?
I'm in Doge, ma'am. Dogecoin.
We're not talking about Dogecoin. That's the shitcoin. We're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Yes, I have a Bitcoin also, but not much having Bitcoin BTC. So I will buy it.
If you're listening to Gary having all these spaces, he's trying to get, he's talking about this all the time, why it's important to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, you don't want to be getting into all these shitcoins.
Yes, my son, why are you defying the God of Bitcoin? And you are betraying. You, my son, have betrayed the great God. So how can I be of service to you? I am a bishop of the God. What can I do for you?
You're an artist too, Gary. I think this gentleman might be an artist as well. Maybe that's where he was going. Are you looking to monetize your art in Bitcoin and blockchain? Because Gary does do art as well.
Does Bitcoin has art-related content?
There's a gentleman that was speaking. He's in the Doginal, so there is. You can actually do things called ordinals and alpins. Maybe look into that. But I think Gary is focused more on like L1, self-custody Bitcoin, and things like MicroStrategy, traditional financial products that are going to move the market cap. But I think that you are in an interesting lane. I just looking at your profile, bro. It looks like you're into creativity, poetry, maybe art. So I was wondering, is that maybe an area of interest? Or is it just crypto that you're in the room to discuss? Because if so, I think Dana's right. Like Dogecoin, bro, has an infinite supply, right? That sounds like a fiat problem, right? Maybe not as bad as some other currencies, but it wouldn't be much.
It moved off them in the last 5 days, bro.
Who's this guy that has your hand up? Electron?
Moved like, hey, so in fairness, hey, Doge has moved like big time.
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, you know.
Just saying, for an old man who's not a shitcoin, doesn't mean I can't keep my eye on the fucking balls moving around on the table.
Thanks for the alpha, Gary. I'm gonna look at that chart right now, bro.
Electronic.
Oh, man, shitcoin.
Hey, Dan. Thanks so much for that. Okay, you
Yep.
Yeah, man. Roger. We got you.
Excellent. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good. How about you?
Not bad. Doing all right. Just had a quick question before I head out here for tonight. I just wanted to ask Gary, or I guess.
Where you going, man? You gonna go party? You gonna go chase some booty, or what you gonna do, man?
Something very boring. It's called sleep.
out of curiosity, can you give us the experience of a person in China right now? And I say this because we know the overlay there of the communist, let's say, influence on the CCP initially. But the people like Truth Teller would suggest that the Chinese are actually in a far better place. I'd be curious what your lived experience is like when it comes to this subject and the idea of maybe the state or the JQ or whatever you want to label it at large through the eyes of your typical Chinese person. I'd be very curious.
I would say that it's really homogenous society, and I've been coming and going for a decade, and they're pretty blunt race. Meet a foreigner until they were at least an adolescent, or maybe they saw one on the street. So for them, it's just like races are different. We're Chinese, and everybody else is everybody else. To them, all white people look the same, which is always quite funny to hear. But as far as how they feel about Jews, I think they didn't have an opinion 10 years ago because there was no real reason to. There weren't any of them here. They'd heard of Hitler and shit, but they don't really care. It's not their history. But in the last couple of years, due to acceleration because of Israel and Gaza, they don't like it at all. And
looks like we had some difficulties with this audio, right? Can you guys hear clearly?
no, you dropped it. Faded out.
Yeah, great speaker. Hopefully he comes back up. All right, in the meantime, let's go to the new speaker who I have not yet heard. Oh boy, here we go. $2. What's up, brother?
Greetings to everybody. English is my third language. I spoke the other day, so bear with me if I don't come across as an American or a
No worries.
Now, I've been trying to figure out ways to fight these nasty Jews. By the way, this radio, this space is wonderful. I'm happy finally to see real American people who had enough of these nasty rapist cult. They are just
Who are the nasty Jews?
Shalom Shabbat, Goyim. I'll let you know in a bit.
Give up.
So, what we're
Is
going
it the Zionist entity?
I think so. The Jews, we're naming them.
I need to get back to my schedule.
Is it Netanyahu?
The shekel man. I think so. The Jews, we're naming them.
I need to get back to my schedule.
Is it Netanyahu?
The shekel man. So, it's fantastic to hear you guys, and you have woken up finally, and to see these people, what they're doing to your country. The Congress is completely Jewified. I've become a Jewologist since October 7. I've read their Talmud. I know what they're saying about Christ and Mother Mary. I'm not very happy with them. But it is.
I'm not even factoring them into this.
Oh my God.
What are we talking about? So true.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
With the people that are here, they have to go back, and we're.
Now, where am I getting deported here?
Back to Russia.
Is that movie The Deported?
Back to no, it's
with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, that's The Departed. Your movie is You're Retarded. But here's the thing. We'll send you back to Russia where you came from. You can be with your people.
My people, baby. No, look, Russia tried to prevent Jews from leaving. They knew what's up. They knew the Jews were good for them. This is the thing where I tell Nick.
I agree. Russia needs more great industrious Jews like you. Imagine the amount of good that you can do there with is it Intercoin?
I don't have anything against Russia except their warmongering.
Hey KB, I forgot this guy from Clubhouse's name. What's this guy's name? He's an Andrew Meyer super fan.
Wait, who?
The guy wearing the hat. He's bald. What's his real name?
It's in my profile name. That's my legal name, but my clown house name is Edmund Dakin, basically.
That's right, Edmund. You want to ask your name is John Kitover? That's your real name?
Yeah, that's my name.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's my real legal name.
Well, look at that to me. You're like the guy that cried wolf. Nothing you say will ever be believed because you've told so many lies.
He's saying, no, tell us more about
Oh my God, you and Greg have so much in common. Like, this is awesome. Go ahead.
No, actually, now we can talk about Intercoin because now I have time. If you want to talk about
Intercoin. No, let's stick to the room title.
Yes, I agree. I'm not the one who brings up Intercoin.
So how do you do it right now? How do you issue like bounty licenses? Do you just swarm them? Do you use the National Guard? How do you achieve maximum Minnesota deportation?
Hey, Greg, since you brought up Intercoin, I have a question for you. Do you think Intercoin is worth more or Jade Bricks?
For what?
The answer will shock you.
I don't even know what you just said. Jay Bruce?
Whatever happened to your crypto coin that you created with KB, Andrew?
No, we never launched it. Never launched.
Still worth more than it.
Failure to launch coin?
We were gonna do some big things, and then the universe said, "Don't do it," so we didn't do it.
I don't know who said it's still worth more than Intercoin.
Did you?
See, that's the thing.
I said it.
Intercoin is worth 0.006 of a cent of a dollar, right? Like it's an insanely low amount. Andrew's coin, right? That was never launched. The concept of it is actually technically worth more than Intercoin.
True.
Yes.
True.
Way more. It's actually the fact that it didn't launch is actually one of its best assets.
If I deployed it now, I kid you not. If I deployed it now,
actually, Intercoin is worth negative $2. You got to pay someone to take it off your hands.
With my current network, if I deployed it now, it would do well, but I wouldn't do it. Back then, like the idea was that it would actually do well for people, but now it's just obvious. Every fucking coin is a rub. Like if it's not Bitcoin, if it's not maybe Ethereum or two other coins, it's going to zero. So I would never scam people. So I'm glad that
it's sad that the crypto space is always.
Well, I mean, the saddest part of like this whole story though is that Intercoin never took off enough for Greg to rug pull people. That's the saddest part.
I've never rug pulled anybody. In fact, I bought out
You can't. You can't rug pull zero. There's no way to rug pull zero.
I own most of the Intercoin that I bought back.
Wow, you own most of zero. That's insane.
Oh my God.
All right.
Andrew.
Listen,
Andrew, what happened to
like I said, the coin that didn't launch.
Andrew, what happened to the Alex Jones NWO game?
Legitimately, Greg, that's the thing is on paper, the coin that Andrew never launched is technically worth more because the value is unknown. It's intrinsic. It's whatever you think the value is.
It's even better than Bitcoin because the value is unknown.
No. Well, Bitcoin's Bitcoin. Intercoin's not Bitcoin.
How is Bitcoin
is worth less than zero.
Unknown value could be like $1 million per coin, bro.
Yes, Andrew's concept is worth more money than you. I know that economics is difficult for communists, but please.
Yeah, it's very difficult for me, bro. Very difficult. I'm breaking my head over this, honestly.
Yeah, did you manage to get any phone numbers of the Jewish singles event?
Oh my God.
That is a spicy question right there.
Hey, Greg, I don't think no is a spicy answer.
Greg, if you want to find a real woman, though, you should go out with this guy, John. This guy, John, he calls a woman every night. Whether she's 300 pounds or not, he brings home a woman. So I'm telling you, you go out with this guy.
A woman or someone who identifies as a woman, or both?
Could be that. He's not very...
At this point for you, Greg, I don't think it matters.
Can I take you to the beach and introduce you to some whales this upcoming Shabbos?
Yeah, this guy...
are we talking about crypto whales, or are we talking about... I don't do business
with fat land whales. Crypto whales are not interested in Intercoin.
These are Papa John's whales.
By the way, I want to clip what you're saying about Intercoin in the future just to play it back to you.
Because Intercoin's going to work.
Intercoin's going to take off. It's going to go to the fucking moon. Hey, question, whenever you named it Intercoin, like, was that just because you're like, it's a coin on the internet. Internet coin. Intercoin. That's it.
You know what's like super funny is as we're talking, I'm driving past the giant Intercoin sign in Brooklyn right now.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
No, it does actually.
It feels like intersex.
I know, that's what I keep thinking, is intersection when you keep saying
You
intercom.
know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Intertech, which was the name for the company on, Mike Judge's Office Space.
Andrew.
That was a name that he ad-libbed because it was an internet company, so he Intertech. It's a tech company.
Internet. You gotta have some intercourse with yourself.
Andrew.
And then here you are with Intercoin, a coin that's on the internet.
I got a question for the moderator, Andrew. If we were to launch Kabbalah coin, what solution would it solve?
Stop talking nonsense. Why do you stalk me on the internet? I don't like you.
Stalk you on the internet? You're just an internet user like other internet users. And here you are. I saw the room title. I didn't even know you were modding the room. I'm not stalking you. I didn't know you were modding this room.
Me off, and you don't even know who I am. I'm about to be the single biggest shareholder of Intercoin.
Sorry, Randall. I didn't know you were an Intercoin millionaire.
I dare you to buy it on Pancake Swap or whatever.
I'm about to drop $5 into it and be the biggest shareholder of Intercoin.
Do it. Do it right now.
Coin now, $5.
What's your crypto where your money is or your mouth is or whatever?
You're about to pay this guy his rent. He's stoked.
Oh, bro, he's gonna be the biggest.
What are they, a welfare or
He's gonna
something?
be the biggest crypto whale of Intercoin right fucking now.
The whale of Intercoin. What are we fucking talking about?
Oh, KB, I bought this AI translator bracelet called B. I saw Amazon acquire the company.
Give me a thumbs up if I should boot Ed right now. Give me a thumbs up. All right.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Give me a thumbs up if I should boot Ed right now. Give me a thumbs up if I should boot. All right.
Oh,
get out of here.
Boo. Damn. I got booted. Andrew Meyer does not like being recorded.
Porn is actually more harmful. Your household.
But I felt like they did kind of intuitively understand women a little bit better than I would have. I could be wrong.
I did that one. I mean, you're actually right. I have another view of the same point, but from a different perspective. It could just be the children that grow up around dysfunctional single moms end up learning how to just avoid the wrath of dysfunctional single moms, and that appears to be that they understand them. They just know how to duck the problems associated.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
The attachment styles taken into adult life, that was eye-opening when I started looking into that. At 5-month-old,
Wise counsel, oh God, how can I make my way?
He chills out and smiles, and that's what my wife's doing. Oh, fuck man, he's awesome. He's the cutest, happiest little baby.
Baba. That is very nice. Yeah, I'm from Wisher Boulevard.
Oh, Lil, look at that PTR, Lil.
You like how culture?
Oh, brutal, Lil. I hope that's not a real person. I hope it's like an AI simulator.
Follow me, Baba. Follow me. I love Persian. I will find you Persian husband. Oh, please.
Some kind of like flat packs or something. Deepak, you back?
Yes.
Well,
Deepak, explain why my plan was correct. Thank you.
Well, I thought I took your claim to be just a claim about absolute numbers. Like, if there's like the total
like tax receipts, like what percent is contributed by the top one?
Yeah, but I agree with that, Deepak. I know you left whenever I was like explaining why I thought it was like not.
Squealing on Elon Musk. Elon Musk squealing them back on him. Two snitches worthless to we the people. I will assure you. Once you, backtrack and double down like the way they've done it, then you're of a useless value. Even though they're holding the office, it's a matter of time they come and put dirt on them. And they have done the smear campaign. He didn't coincidentally get 34 felonies. But you want us to drink Kool-Aid, believe that he didn't get the 34 felonies. And not only.
And we have been friends for, 10 years now. We never talk about politics. Like, we keep it, so it's not worth it to lose a relationship with a friend over politics.
Right? Jeez.
I kind of feel the same way about the new Superman. Like, it's the movie of the moment, everybody's going to see it in the movie theater, but I think it's going to be forgotten pretty quickly. I don't think it's really good enough to be remembered.
Yeah, I just saw it the other day.
Hey, Mana, actually, I will be a mod.
Okay. And once we make you a mod, then we'll start seeing some traffic. I mean,
Okay, great.
we're really suffering with traffic at the Hawaii Club, guys. We need you guys to, flex those influencer muscles. Summon your followers, your disciples, bring them.
Fit myself in a relation, or benefit a woman in a relationship, I would actually prioritize them over any woman I would potentially meet. Because I actually have a bond with them. This is family. Does that make sense?
And I'm not like that type of guy. Like I've been saying this to you forever, man. Like I'm not here to make enemies. Okay, I'm here to make friends. So
why don't you talk it out in a trial format? You could say, look, you didn't make the thing. It was him. But then he wouldn't have been sitting with you in a room like that.
You like to stir things up. That's all. That's but
you did it. You can't even apologize for it.
Here's the thing with you, Paul, man. Like sometimes, I really hope that guy's not crazy, but you can get really far, and then you can put someone in a fucking.
I could be crazy. Rob will go crazy.
No, you're not crazy. I know Raul's not crazy.
No one here's crazy.
So.
The only one is you acting crazy.
No, but then why you gotta stir things up, man? Like you taking a little far, okay? I've been saying this to you forever. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I mean, if you really want it, man, like why don't you guys?
Did I get confused that you were in the room with the guy?
I don't even remember that day, but like I
remember it. I came in. I saw you sitting with that.
Yeah, there you go with your you're trying to stir things up with your fucking. You know what it is, man? Like I told you're like one of those Madrasi mamas. Who likes to fucking stir things up for no reason. Like you know when on Long Island, like you see a Tamil family, right? They peep through like a fucking who came in, who went out. You know, there are many I've seen. Okay, so that's what you are at home.
Look, at this point, he's unblocked you. That's the main thing. So we'll go from there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, but I think he talks too much for me. I don't think I can take it. I can only listen to him for like 2 minutes. So. I like guys who are like more high on EQ side than IQ because IQ is not. It doesn't really help, to be honest with you. You can read books so much, but lived experience or experiential learning is more important. So yeah, but I'll hang out with the guy, but I'm not in like the dude. You should call Ruby Roy. She would probably tell you what the fuck happened with yeah. Yeah, Ruby Roy is so good, huh?
What do you mean? What happened with him?
Yo, so it was me, Ruby Roy, Flora, and Datu comes in. He did some stupid shit. And then...
Dude, this Ruby Roy is not a great source.
No, but, okay, that's fine. She's a little bit traumatized. What?
She's a real cuckoo, is what she is. But she knows some astrology. Give her that.
You don't think she's balanced? I think she's more balanced than Datu.
I think she's like massively imbalanced. Like when you fight suit.
Yeah, okay, in some ways, I agree. But not in the way where Datu is.
You and Rob will act like she's her ship doesn't stink.
I don't think she's that crazy, man. Yeah, I think you got it wrong. This one I disagree.
No, come on, Jared. She has problems, but she keeps them to herself. You know, she doesn't have this like megalomaniac.
Plays along, whatever.
Wait, so what if she opens up here on Clubhouse? Because she's probably...
She's like Pew Pew.
Yeah, Pew Pew is a very sweet girl, man. Flora is a sweet girl. Pew Pew is a sweet person, at least with me.
Jared, why do you talk to this Angels person, okay?
Angels is Madara in, she's a...
I'm not Madara.
Yo, she's...
Yesterday I had to listen to like 45 minutes of like some crypto crap. Like, what?
Crypto sweets.
Yo, yeah, okay. Angels, just go on mute. Madara, just go on mute right now. Look, all these people, different characters at all, but I'm on the fence. It's like we had this private conversation, right? So that is still a little bit of a sticking point.
If they're against freedom, I am for freedom.
Are you for
What if they're against the truck drivers?
Are you
for the truck drivers?
Shut the fuck up.
They support truck drivers, I think, but not really because they don't make much money to be truck drivers, so they don't really support it.
House. You know, she runs a show, and he did it anyways, and he got so sick of that fucking kid being a fucking nuisance that he told her, he's like, hey, he's got to go. If you want us to work out, he's got to go. Guess who came first? She fucking took sides with the fucking son, you know? So he ended up moving, packing all the shit. I had to help move all the shit out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yep. So, but every single one of my buddies, and me as well, man, I was dating a girl a few years ago, had a 5-year-old son, and my dumb ass, you know, again, thinking she's a nice girl, I can give her a shot, and this and that. Her fucking kid's dad was a fucking bum, dude. Dude fucking didn't graduate high school, living in his friend's basement, and literally
My brother, I think your heart is too clean.
No, it was. It ain't no more. Yeah, it ain't no more, bro. I learned my lesson. But you know, I was gonna have this girl move in with me. You know, everything, man.
What? Oh no.
What? Oh yeah, I'm stupid. That's what I say, man. I'm dumb too. I'm fucking retarded as hell too. I'm not. Retarded.
You shouldn't do it now, huh?
Well,
when the dad's on stage, here's a scary thought: your son turning around to you while he's dating.
The ideas are directly aimed at the particular demographic of the vehicles. Indirectly is the practice.
Thing is decision. Choice means dithering. You know, there are some people who, before they start to write something down, they wiggle their pens a little.
Being slaves, I don't know why, right? We got the chains taken off of us, right, by the white people, and then we put chains on our necks every day, right? Right, cool. I think it's weird that all of us want or feel the need to identify with this, and I think it's even weirder when we try to force our black brothers and sisters to also want to be or identify as slaves.
Wait, aren't you doing exactly what the room title is describing? You're a black clubhouse lecturer and you're the blind leading the blind?
Are you okay?
Just asking a question.
I definitely
speak after the speaker, okay? Please, in this room.
So I've got black dissonance.
Observe the court.
I don't know. I think it's weird that all black people want to be slaves and encourage their brethren to also be slaves. I'm not a slave. Never been a slave. I was never a house Negro, and nor do I plan on.
Do any white people have white chains?
Oh my God! Who the hell is this?
Moderators.
I'm just saying, you claim you got rid of these chains. Like, there's not a white person alive that ever had a chain on a black person. It's ridiculous.
Oh, Bookie, you didn't understand her. She was making an analogy. It was kind of like a metaphor,
I know. I'm just saying it. I'm just trying to accurately describe
she
the
wasn't talking about
situation.
actual change.
Also, for like reparations, that would be wealth redistribution in the now.
Congress. In this room, we respect people, and there's a hierarchy.
You sure?
Yes, in this room we respect. This is not a Black American room.
Oh, I see. That's racist. But if you say so.
This is an African room.
This is African.
Yeah, you're in an African.
What makes it African?
But you got Black Americans on your panel.
Yes, we have Black Americans on our panel. We have a Somali. We have we have a Jamaican woman, okay, and then we have a Black American Muslim.
Oh, okay, so he's not African.
That's a very diverse panel.
So this is not a Black American room. I want to make that very, very clear.
Even though Jamie just said we're
in this room, we don't disrespect people that are in authority.
Oh wow,
okay.
That's saying a lot.
So
isn't
when Smoke is speaking, you don't interrupt him on social.
Oh, my bad. I see what you're saying.
Period.
Okay.
Free Somalia.
Period.
So this will be a last warning. If you do it again, I'm gonna move you down.
Got it.
Go ahead, Smoke. You were speaking.
Oh no.
Or you can speak, Congress, if you'd like.
Yeah, Congress, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a trick question, trick title room. Like all room, it's always the opposite of the room title, which, is the truth. So there's a lot of big bullshit talkers on this app, but they just come here to distribute dopamine, to get dopamine. And they're just spewing propaganda politics, no enlightenment wisdom. It's a waste of your time as a listener. It's a waste of their time as a speaker. And, they're their own worst enemy. So welcome to the world of communication that doesn't give a shit what your racial identity card politics is, because in the game of communication, it's agnostic as to who you are, or where you came from, or what your education is, or what your accent is, or what kind of a public speaker you are. It is a big communication game. And if you think you're going to win by lecturing on Clown House, you're going to lose. Now, I know that sounds like projection, but let's be honest. This is a communication analysis, and I'm just trying to say, the blind do lead the blind. I am complete.
I appreciate you for your analyzation on our clubhouse room. That was really insightful. Analyzation.
You know what's crazy? The biggest sign of you actually having a change is the fact that most Black Americans don't have a name that actually comes from a Black ancestor. That's a change right there. That 20 and 2025.
Isn't a Black ancestor our mama?
Wait, hold on. Right. So if your last name, hold on. If your last name is Johnson, and your mama's last name is Johnson, and your grandmama's last name is Johnson, and your great-grandmother's last name is Johnson, and the last person that owned your ancestor name was Mr. Johnson, who owned the Johnson slave plantation, then the fact that you still wear a slave name is very evident that you still don't know who you are.
Right. So again, what about the Black people who
Girl, I'm so fucking lost right now.
What about the people who are not descendants of
slaves. Did you know that there are black people whose ancestors who don't have a single ancestor that was a slave?
Actually,
You know that?
a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot. Did you know that?
Listen, I hear a lot of talk about it. I hear a lot of attempts of black people trying to find their identity. So I know that we latch on to a lot.
But it's just like I was obnoxious and you know enough to like.
But the man England or somewhere in Britain, which shows you that your last name that you have is not yours. It's a slave name. So the fact to say that, but we don't have change, that's a cultural change.
Sweet fruit of knowledge.
No, bullying, don't make it as an excuse for bullying each other. That's not.
Tough.
Explain.
If you have a little kid, you're not gonna go and sit with the kid at school and protect him from all the kids.
If I can, I'm gonna do that.
Shows that you're a typical female mentality.
Basically, he's saying that you're irrational and that, you know, you're ridiculous and that you're saying things that you can't even
I'm
do.
gonna do that, but when the kid is a boy, I'm gonna watch from afar.
Mm.
And I'm gonna just step in when it's needed.
You need to let him be with his father.
Yeah, I think I agree with Congressman because when you
Maybe, depending.
hang on, let me just finish.
You're in no position to teach that young man.
I agree on that because I'm not married. I don't have kids.
After 11 or 12, they become their own business.
That's true.
That's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah, cats are cool, but I can't do much with them.
Tell
My cats know.
Pay attention
No, my cats know tricks. Okay, so you just have to have
Pussy
the
tricks.
and the wherewithal to train your
Pussy
cat.
tricks.
Like myself, I train my cats.
You know, I'm like a woman that likes cats because you know you get those ladies aroused, and then you know they're gonna whisper in your ear.
Stop it. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Why do you have this fucking retard story with Mr. Baba Persian? Look, another Persian man here. Hi, Baba Persian man, which looks like Jesus Christ.
Ex-boyfriend was Saddam Hussein. So anywho, I'm sorry, that shit is funny as hell. It's like stupid funny. It is stupid funny. Y'all.
Yeah, you're right. You did ICG.
I didn't think. Alright, so look, let me show you something. Now, listen, let me show you something else. Remember, you said that the law was given to Moses, right? And it didn't exist prior to him, right? Now I need you to go to Genesis 26. I think it's like 4 or 5. I'm gonna go with 5. Go to Genesis 26, verses 5. This is a big
Damn, Shawty, you about to make me cry.
That's good.
Everyone that's left block them. Please block them. I would block them little time and I just missed my exit. Some
wasn't obedient unto God, and it never said that he was disobedient. You're just saying this stuff, and you're making it up. There's no scripture that says that he disobeyed Mary and Joseph. What it says was he was at right.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm told that Christians, we cannot go to certain parts of Israel because they spit on us.
No, that's not true. The Christians on the
And they're trying, let me go with the best one. And they sit there, they drive themselves insane because the best one changes every fucking day.
probably multiple times a day. And the mechanisms and the feelings in their head that used to be able to guide them towards people who would be able to protect their children and keep everybody fed and keep them from being carried off and killed or taken by another tribe, those aren't working anymore.
And that was,
when you start fucking with girls,
but she still doesn't understand why
12 years old, 11 years old, they got fucking 10-year-olds on birth control. For you need it for this issue, that issue, yeah, it'll fix everything. When they get them on that, nobody tells them or warns them about what kind of changes it's going to make in the way that they think, in who they're attracted to, in how they feel. Women who come off of it don't just talk about, I'm more attracted to my partner, or I don't like my partner anymore. They talk about, I just feel better. I was in a daze. I was like a zombie. I couldn't think straight on that shit.
I would just like to say that probably evolutionary psychology for the ones who believe it explains a lot of the things why we're into what men call their feelings, but in reality it's like intuition that has been built upon years of choosing the right partner for them, right? That's why like a lot of the times when we look at a guy and this guy for whatever reason has a lot of women interested in him, a lot of us like we question, what does he have? He may not look the brightest, he may not look like the most handsome. What does this guy has? Right? And that's why like psychology is really important, at least for me. And I believe like the evolutionary psychology explains a lot of this stuff. What we call feelings is about intuition.
The left hates an evil psych and evolutionary biology a lot because it interferes with the soft sciences.
Yeah, because it's actually
evidence-based.
Yeah, it's actually testable and repeatable and all those good things. But yet, so here's an interesting way to think about it, right? One of the things that we've done, like the Ted Kaczynski Unabomber point in his big old manifesto, his central theme is like we are simulating human life in this modern world. We're not actually living it. And the more that we participate in these abstractions, the more disconnected our mind and our soul is from what we're actually doing. Because we're scratching these itches, but we're doing it with simulations and safety and kind of guardrails. We're not doing it the way we evolved to do. And so one example is that it's a lot harder in this society to check arrogant males that are in competition with you for resources, for a job, for the mates in the area. We provide a safety net that allows a guy to really display a lot of bravado and trigger a lot of those intuitions. But there's not a good mechanism in society to check it. We love those videos where somebody acting tough and talking shit gets knocked out in one hit, and it's very satisfying to watch. But the reality is, society doesn't treat people who put people in their rightful place very well right now. And we coddle people, and we're allowing individuals to really behave reprehensibly with little consequence because of how safe we've made this society and how much we've tied our hands behind our back. Like, on what planet should any person in America be able to like walk up to somebody minding their own business, like throw a phone in their face and follow them around and go, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hit me? You're gonna hit me? Like, if you did that shit in the 50s, these motherfuckers would become part of the sidewalk. So just in that short period of time, like to anybody, just in the period of time, in a short period of time, we have vastly eliminated like the threat of violence, not just like in the home to control order, but just on the street. Like the level of disrespect and the way that you interact with people.
I think you bring up a good point, but there is like I'm somebody who's like extremely pro free speech. I think you can say a lot. I think you should be able to say a lot of extremely offensive shit. And to a large extent, obviously the government can prosecute you for what you say, but they also the government cannot allow people to victimize you because of what you say. However, like you said, there are some very obnoxious people. I've seen the YouTube accounts or videos where people do end up antagonizing people, and of course it's for clicks. People that are likely people you do not want to fuck with or troll. And I almost in a weird way, and like you guys might think it's offensive, I'm sorry, but it's just like I'm not gonna like stick my finger in a lion's ass. It's gonna fucking attack me. You know what you're doing at that point. Like,
yeah, I think the more common expression is "don't poke the bear."
Well, a lion will still kill you. I mean, either way, you're fucked.
I'm pretty sure it can kill you for poking it. So like there was a recent auditor video that somebody's trying to gain sympathy for, where he went to a state trooper's house in Connecticut that he'd apparently been posting online about for whatever reason. And he went up with a cameraman and he knocked on his door and he stepped off the porch and stood on the walking path up to his door. And keep in mind his driveway, the trooper's driveway is like 100 yards long at least to the house. And then there's like a shared driveway, like another 150 yards to the road off a cul-de-sac. So this guy went out of his way to go to his property. It wasn't just like walking by on the sidewalk. Knocked on the door. Trooper comes out. What the hell are you doing? He starts talking shit. He's got some kind of t-shirt about tyranny or corruption or whatever on. And Trooper tells him to get off his property. Goes back inside his house, grabs a gun, steps out, doesn't point the gun at him, but walks him out. But this guy deliberately, instead of just turning around and walking, as he was asked, right? He backs up facing the dude. The trooper walks up on him and gets in his face, and the guy's having a standoff with him, slowing down enough so that he's nose to nose with this guy, holding a gun in his hand, telling him to leave his property. And he really feels like fully, he not only feels fully justified in what he's doing, he feels like that he's getting the trooper to commit some crime against him. When all the guy did was yell at him and follow him to the property.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm somebody who's a very offensive troll. I do have, serious conversations on here, but I do say very offensive shit. But it is a reality. Like, Tommy Sotomayor, he's somebody I've talked to several times. There is this, like, really weird phenomenon that you see online where, like, I have called black people, nigger to their face before. But I was a teenager both times. And, they deserved it both times, just being honest. And any black person that would have witnessed what they were doing would have definitely used the hard E over, so I don't really care. But you do get these trolls that are just like, nigger, 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 fuck you, nigger, 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 nigger. They do this shit.
What's that guy on, some guy on Twitter who just does video chats where he, like, lures them in and then he just starts, insulting the crap out of them. He has a little,
That's the thing, it's like, and that's the weird thing, it's just like, look, I understand you get off being a troll and being offensive, but like, you have to understand there's kind of like a context when you can use those words. One time I got robbed. The guy was armed, I wasn't. And you know, I was on a bus and I was like, you know, like fucking nigger. And then, you know, there's a lot of black people on the bus. They didn't really say anything. So like, what were they gonna say? Oh, he wasn't a nigger. He was a nice black man. Yeah, they couldn't do that. And so, one time I was at a gym, and you know, he was like rather short black guy with but he's very built. But he would, I don't know how the basketball game ended up getting to this point, but he ended up like the woman is a white woman, is on the ground, he's smacking the shit out of her, and then I was like, what's the nigger doing? It just like came out of my mouth. I was 19 years old. And you know, there were other black guys. I remember my brother saying, dude, shut the fuck up. And you know, because like there's some big old niggas in the gym. And they didn't even focus on it. You know, those were the two times. At the end of the day, I don't even hate black people, but I would say you have these trolls that just like want to antagonize people. It's like, dude, in real life, you talk shit online, like, but this has consequences.
You can say, you know, the reason is that, like, we have women on these juries. If there was a jury of 12 dudes, and there was a guy brought on trial for smacking a dude who, like, was trolling and interrupting his family's dinner, or was up on his property while his family was home, or anything, like, of that sort, those 12 dudes would go back in the jury room and go, you know, did he use excessive force? No. Was there a legit breach of, you know, social rules and that he was enforcing? Yeah. Are we gonna fucking find him guilty for smacking a dude who deserved it? Hell fucking no.
I mean,
90% of the time,
like imagine like, and that's the other thing. Like imagine like there's a nice, you know, sweet young lady walking with her nice sweet daughter. They so happen to black. He's like, this is no nigger zone, niggers. And then like, you know, Papa shows up and he's like, what do you say? And he punches me in the face. It's just like, how like, is he really that bad of a guy in real life? That I talk to his wife and his daughter that way? And it's just like, there is this level of trolling. I can say whatever the fuck I want. No, I definitely don't want to encourage people to like let name calling to make you feel like you can just like lose control of your emotions. But at the end of the day, if I call your wife a slut, if I call you a pussy, if I call like there are definitely things I can say that will obviously trigger a fight.
Yeah, name calling is not something that should just trigger, you know, punching somebody in the face. But like harassment and following somebody around absolutely should, right? And I think like that's a gray area where we're like allowing people to not only be provocative, we're allowing people to harass people, we're allowing people to follow them around, to use the threat of the camera on them, and we're extremely intolerant of using violence to solve problems. And it's an uphill battle to convince the legal system that your use of violence was the right thing to do. And that's what we've fucked up in society, because there's a lot of times where it solves the problem quickly, nobody dies, and it generates a better society around you for everybody to live in.
Sure, and I would say this though, but it has to do with context too. Like if you're literally out minding your own business, and somebody comes up to you, if I get in your face, like literally within arm's reach, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing here, you stupid nigger? Or I would just say like, what are you doing here, you fucking pussy? You know, I'm challenging you both ways. Like I'm calling you
I'm younger than John Abraham, okay? And you're both right. Yeah, I know the picture. Yeah, someone's.
And they might give you like 10 or 20 bucks, and I just like give it to my mom, and then like I really don't like I don't have like money.
Why don't you have any money in your name?
What?
Why don't you put
But
anything
it's
in
just
your
like a construct.
So you're gonna call up your mother and say, hey, can I have permission to procreate with my wife?
Look, my mom does all my dating for me, so like if I really wants to date me,
Your mom is lesbian?
then no, she has to. She has to like talk to my mom, and my mom will do all the talking.
Wait, time out. So what did your mom think of me when I talked to her?
Well, my mom likes you, but I told her that you're too tall.
Well, I am way too tall for him. He's like 5'4".
He's 33.
And 5'4".
How
5'4".
How are you?
5'4", so tall. Wait, that's crazy.
How do you do that?
He's 32 or 31, and he's 5'4". I mean, Ross, if I'm.
You see my that Kiki.
No. One thing I know.
Wait, Yasmin, hold on.
As displaced African people in the Americas, right, and in other places, we do take those African traditions with us, and we hybridize those African traditions based on our conditions in those new lands. But that in itself is still a cultural practice that's distinct to those specific people within those specific experiences. That's all I'm saying. Now, when you talk about baby mamas and gang banging and shit, that is an indoctrinated toxicity that's created by white people. Just
John Matthew and Kaylee Lines deliver news, insight, and analysis live 2 times a day. Balance of power at 1 and 5 Eastern.
Chicago Cheeseburger, come on up. Listen to something that pushes your life forward. I don't think that puts your shit down.
You can shit love Sandy everywhere.
Israel and the U.S. are withdrawing teams from ceasefire negotiations with Hamas, citing the group's unwillingness to agree to terms. President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, says Hamas should
I love Witkoff.
Benjamin Netanyahu has said any deal must include Hamas surrendering and giving up control of Gaza. Talks had aimed to secure a 60-day truce and the release of remaining hostages. President Emmanuel Macron says he wants to officially recognize a Palestinian state from Gaza. Stating in a post that it sets back peace.
It's not possible to have a ceasefire.
Are concerned over the humanitarian situation in Gaza, saying conditions.
Marco Rubio says recognizing the Palestinians explain to me how is it possible to have a ceasefire?
Arrangement to increase the flow of food. The WHO says it's now witnessing.
à l'aube de son feu. Déjà, l'honneur suit cette lumineuse trace.
C'est le prince de Conti. Il est donc rentré en grâce. Le roi Inès, oui. Vous voyez comme il fait d'eau.
Dans son sillage partout le suivent la grâce et la victoire.
Dieu bénisse toutes les jeunes femmes qu'il fait danser, tous les héritières, un fils parfaitement irradié, guidé et formel.
Alors, on retrouve du talent, peste le Florentin.
Prenez garde que tout ne s'effondre brutalement. Le roi est les mœurs italiennes. Dommage.
La faveur, la renommée et la paix viennent se joindre au cœur universel pour célébrer celui qui...
No, what the
fucking mouth.
I'm a 22-year-old
you're not
man who's like free.
No, I'm not talking to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so but Manville, like, but didn't you heard like the way she spoke before going out on a date?
Oh, that. Get some testosterone in you and get you a woman.
I was saying, you're asking Alpha for help.
I only have one ball, so I'll
Not the other way around.
Are you serious? You have one ball?
Yeah, God decided that just like Hitler and Stalin, he wanted to call me to great works and decided that 2 balls was too much for me to handle, and so I just You decided to take one. I had like a miraculous.
Hello?
Hello?
Malawi is a really small mangrove country. It is a southeastern part
How do you render?
This is a country that is having a lot of challenges where they are heavily reliant on agricultural exports, for example, tobacco, and domestically this is an economy that relies on agriculture. And they have been experiencing a couple of challenges. One of
I said, how you doing?
I went looking for him and lost myself. The drop merged with the sea. Who can find it now?
They want fucking faggot?
Hello? Good, I've got your undivided attention. I went looking for him and lost myself. The drop merged with the sea. Who can find it now? In the stillness of the night, the goddess whispers. In the bright of the day, dear God roars. Life pulses. Mind imagines, emotions wave, thoughts wonder. What are these but the endless movements of one taste, forever at play with its own gestures? Whispering quietly to all who will listen, is this not yourself? When the thunder roars, do you not hear yourself? When the lightning cracks, do you not see yourself? When the clouds float quietly across the sky, is this not your very own limitless being, waving back at you? Looking at a sunset just for a second, you forget your separateness. You are the sunset. That is the moment when you feel the beauty of it. The moment you say that it is a beautiful sunset, you are no longer feeling it. You have come back to your separate, enclosed entity of the ego. Now the mind is speaking, and this is one of the mysteries, that the mind can speak and knows nothing, and the heart knows everything and cannot speak. Perhaps to know too much makes it difficult to speak. The mind knows so little, it is possible for it to speak.
Understanding that everything that man does is natural. Some things that he does are more natural than others. That is to say, they look more natural. They go that way. And so, the idea of unleashed silk.
Yeah, that is all that I'm saying. That's where I just disagree. I feel like it's too much. It's too, but it's okay. It's just a disagreement, Lion, right? You can get mad because it's interpretation, because you don't have evidence of it, right? There is more scriptural evidence against what you're saying, so you can't get frustrated with that.